Hey neighbor, come on in and sit a spell. We're talking strawberries. Well, welcome everyone. It's October, and October is a big gardening month for us, and we're talking about strawberries because October is a prime time to plant strawberries. You can probably get by with them a little bit in November, but October is the perfect month. And we got strawberry plants in. We got a few extra ones today, and we're going to be talking about different ways to plant them and strategies of growing a good strawberry crop.
I'm excited.
So I've been facing a little gunk here recently
Ever
because
since we come back from...
it's just natural in the fall of the year. You're going to have you a spell or two of this right here. And over the weekend, we was down at the Sunflower Festival, and we run into Dusty Goat Homestead. And Dusty Goat Homestead, let me get this so everybody can see it, sold me a quart jar of
fire cider.
Fire cider. Now this is a homemade remedy for the junk that gets on you. And as you can see there, I've been taking me a shot of it twice a day.
And you have been better.
And I've been a little bit better. But I'm going to explain to people what this is. Can I borrow your glasses there a minute? Because I have lost mine. This here is, it says take 1 teaspoon daily as a preventative for flu, colds, and sinuses, and as an immune booster. Take 1 teaspoon every few hours if you have symptoms. All right, now on the back side here is the ingredients. Now folks, let me explain something to you. You don't drink this because you want to. You drink this because it's going to make you better because it's medicine, and it ain't real good, okay? So the ingredients here on this fire cider is jalapenos, apple cider, vinegar, onions, turmeric, ginger, horseradish, lemons, cinnamon, rosemary, hibiscus, garlic, cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, Cheyenne. It is cayenne, excuse me. And honey. So all them ingredients mixed together makes what we call fire cider. Now fire cider settles out bad. I've already shook it up, but it settles out and all the goodie comes to the bottom there. So what you have to do is shake it up real good and then get you some. What I've been using is this little shot glass right here. And you drank some last night.
Yeah, it was not that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Not that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Tolerable. It's not as bad as you make it out.
It ain't nothing what you think it's supposed to taste like. It's totally the opposite of what you think it's going to taste like. Anyhow.
Cheers.
It ain't something that you just want to drink for the sake of drinking. But it'll make you feel better because you forget about how bad you be feeling. Anyway, I've been drinking some fire cider, so if you hadn't run into Dusty Goat Homestead, you may want to get you some of this right here and put back in your medicine cabinet to get you well when you get the crud, because you're going to get the crud, and then you got some fire cider.
She also had some rose ale.
Oh man,
that was
beautiful.
Just gorgeous down there. Biggest ones I've seen in a long time.
They were nice.
From our seed.
Yep. All right, so we're talking strawberries. So first of all, what you got going on here in your garden? Tell everybody.
Nothing new.
Nothing new, same old thing. I'm fixing to transplant a lot of stuff. A lot of my greens is ready, and I'm fixing to transplant them. I got a new broccoli, a new kale. Fire cider's got my brain fogged up. I got a new kale that I'm trying out that's ready to plant. And what else have I got? I got something else that's new that I'm working on that I'm going to transplant. I can't think of what it is right off the top of my head, but I got a couple of new things that I'm growing out for this fall as a trial. A new kale that's supposed to be similar to lacinato, except it's supposed to be a lot better. So I'm interested to see how that grows out. But anyway, strawberries.
Strawberries.
Look over here, folks. This is what they look like. We got them in, been shipped them out. Lord have mercy. Some of them's already got runners on them. That there's already got a.
You want to trim that off?
You want to trim it off, but you know what you could do?
Yeah, right there.
You
Stick
could root that in.
Yeah, you could reach another plant. It's got little roots right there.
Yep. Look at the root system on that. They're not all rooted in that well, but they all rooted in. Nice plugs there. Get them while you can. We have shipped out we shipped out 2 tractor and trailer loads yesterday. UPS had to bring 2 trailers, big trailers, semi-trailers out here yesterday to load up, and we'll probably have another one today. So we're getting just about all of them shipped out this week. We got a few we had sold out here a while back, but the farmer contacted us right there at the last minute and had some extra ones, so we was able to get a few extra ones.
And they come in 50 plugs.
To a flat.
We can't separate these. We have to sell them in the flats, but you can get more.
You can get as many as you want until we sell out.
Flats.
If 50 is too many for you, heck, split an order with a neighbor or a friend. And it takes about, we're going to be planting some a little bit later, and
Green Stalk.
and it takes about 30 for the Green Stalk, so I have about 20 left over. So let's talk about what's your strategy for planting strawberries. You want about a pH about 6.0 to 6.5, somewhere there. Rich organic matter soil, but sandy soils work pretty good. But what's the hardest things you find when you're growing strawberries? To me, it's the dadgum birds.
It's the birds. It's the birds. I'm hoping it'll be different in the Green Stalk.
Yeah.
But now the birds don't mess with yours like they do mine.
Not as bad, but you need to anticipate having bird problems and cover them up. Now these strawberries, you want to grow them in quick, early on, to get a good root system going. So you want to fertilize them pretty heavy going into it, and you want to grow that plant to about the middle of January. And up until the middle of January, you want to pinch all the blooms off and all the runners off. You want to make that plant just healthy. Concentrate on growing a good root system and a good bush there, but you don't want any fruit set at that point. What's going to happen if you don't do that?
You're going to have small strawberries.
Itty bitty strawberries, and nobody wants itty bitty strawberries.
So on our website, we've got the strawberry growing guide that has the fertilizer schedule for raised beds and in ground. We're going to throw that up there. So go back and check out that strawberry growing guide. It should cover everything we talked about today.
It covers spider mites, insects, and disease, because disease will jump on these strawberries as well. Now, one thing about strawberries is if you've never grown them before, mulching. You need to have some type of way of mulching them if you're not growing in a green stalk or one of these towers like we're going to be planting today. Now, what I'm going to do Thursday is I got a Hoss lazy garden laid out, and I'm going to fill it entirely up with strawberries.
Ooh.
So that's a good strategy to use. If you don't have any way of doing it, you can get the Hoss lazy garden kit. You got your irrigation, and you got a woven fabric there that you can plant into. That will work well. You can also use plastic. I've used plastic before, but it's probably my least favorite mulch is plastic because it tears so bad. And it's a little aggravating to deal with.
How much water do they need?
Oh, normally about an inch and a half per week, somewhere in there. So whether you get it in rainfall, you have to put it in irrigation, normally that. Now, strawberries are prone to disease somewhat. That's the reason we like to use a drip irrigation if you're planting them on the flat and on the ground. And that way you can also put your fertility through there as well.
It needs full sun?
Full sun. Don't plant your strawberries in the shade. You want to plant them in the full sun there. And they are prone a little bit to disease problems. That's the reason also to keep as much moisture off those leaves there and use drip irrigation. Works well. Now with the green stalk that we're going to be planting today, when you water it goes down just to the root system, so you're not watering the foliage. That works well also. Spider mites is probably, they can get aphids too, but spider mites is one of the biggest problems with strawberries. You got anthracnose, you got a lot of different problems as far as disease, and on our Hoss growing guide we have all those fungicides on there that you want to rotate to keep them sprayed with. Birds though is my biggest issue.
Yeah, I tried the rocks last year.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty, but it didn't help.
Painted strawberry rocks and put out there to fool the birdies.
Yeah, but the covering that I put over it really helped.
As far as varieties go, there's a lot of different varieties out there.
What's so good about this one?
Chandler, to me, is the sweetest strawberry available. And it's one of the easiest ones to grow. So the Chandler Strawberry, I had this talk, we could have got several other varieties, and I had a talk with a grower on this right here about 6 months ago when we first started talking about our strawberry plants for this fall. And we talked about all the varieties, and at the end of the conversation, he said, Greg, you just want to sell the Chandler. It just doesn't get any better than that.
I agree.
So we was thinking about offering some different varieties, but then after having that talk, why would you want to grow anything else? Chandler performs extremely well.
And you can grow these, how far up north?
Oh man, all the way up. As long as you protect them a little bit when it gets cold, mulch them over, I think you could grow them all the way up in zone 6.
But now we're not shipping that far up.
We're not shipping that far up, but I think you probably could. You want to get them planted if you're in zone 6, probably a little earlier than what we're planting now. Probably plant them a little bit, maybe September. But we're shipping these to the southeastern United States all the way over to Texas. So if you're in Texas, you can order them as well. So
and it's limited because of the shipping issues and how long it takes. And
well, that, and if you're in zone 6, you should have already planted your strawberries by now anyway. So we do have some limited factors there. But these strawberries are fun to grow. It's a thing that you grow in the time of year when you normally don't have a lot else going in your garden.
It's like the first thing that starts producing.
Look at there.
In the spring.
That is a pretty plug.
It's pretty.
Yep, those roots are starting to go around. Perfect time to get them planted. So, you can plant them in the ground. You can plant them in raised beds. You can plant them in containers, root pouch. You can plant them in a root pouch if you don't have any other way of doing it. So, there's no excuse not having a few strawberries because you can plant them any way fashion you want to, according to the space you have. Today, we're going to be planting them in
the Green Stalk.
The Green Stalk. Well, this right here is the Green Stalk, folks. If you're not familiar with it, you can look them up. Now, there's more than these out there. There's a couple different brands out there, but they all pretty much do the same thing. I think one of them's called Garden Tower, but they pretty much all operate the same way. What's interesting about this is you have these little pockets that you plant in, but you water right here, and this is your water reservoir, and it kind of seeps down through there, so it's really maintenance free. I don't think these things are well suited for everything, but they are well suited for lettuces and especially strawberries. So that's what we're going to fill this one up with strawberries today. Now you see your water reservoir right there. That's the thing that goes on top. Comes out there and just feeds, soaks in all over the rest of it. Now probably about a month ago, there's a squash bug or plant bug in there. Probably about a month ago, we filled this thing up with good potting soil. And it's got perlite, vermiculite in there. It's a well aerated mix there. Pro Mix, I think, is the brand we used. So it's been sitting a little while. We're probably going to enrich it a little bit today with some complete organic fertilizer, and then maybe add just a little bit more potting soil that's settled in a little bit, then plant our strawberries. So let's bust it down. And these things just kind of fit right in together.
Each one has a water reservoir.
Helps if you grunt just a little bit when you take them off. Alright, so now we down to the nitty gritty there. And what we're going to do, there's some of your paper from your worm castings in there, is we're going to add just a little bit of this complete organic. Get me about a decent little handful there. Kind of sprinkle it around there. And we want to mix that in just a little bit. Then I'm going to spread it back around. You want to leave this little green tip right here. You want to be down from that because that's where your next base is going to sit on right there. So now we're ready to plant.
Let's put that on there and then plant.
Right here? Yeah, that gives us an idea where we need to plant that. We're going to plant right here on the edge. So there's 6 places to plant the strawberries. Take that, plant it in there. And we're going to leave this thing out in full sun because our strawberries love the sunlight.
You planting them just to the top?
Just to the tops where you want to plant them at, where they were at the soil line. Alright, so we got that one planted. Now it's time to move this one. Now, make sure I get this on here right. It fits just like that, correct?
No.
No?
Like that.
There it goes, it fit in there. A little more complete organic. Yeah, I see a reason why now. You make sure you need to get them out toward the edge there. Some of them on the bottom there, I got a little bit too far back maybe. So we need to get them a little bit closer to the edge.
Are you going to put a reservoir in there or not?
Yeah. Soil's already kind of moist a little bit. I would pre-moisten it if it's not a little damp in there.
Look to left. There you go.
There it goes.
It's not.
There we go. It felt right in there then. All right. Oh, we've got to put that in there.
Now some of these are a little dry.
Yep. Need some water on them pretty quick. As soon as we get through planting, we're going to put some water on them.
You think the birds are bothering us bad in
I
this?
don't think so, but you never know. We need to be prepared for when they start making those strawberries and they load up. We may have to put this little bird netting on top of it. All right.
Oh, that went better.
Yeah, the more we get to the top, the drier the soil gets a little bit.
Yeah, you'd plant them more to the...
Toward the end there.
And there's all different sizes of these.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's even higher ones and then ones with deeper pockets. Just, you know, according to what you want to plant in it.
So the last one didn't have that little bitty piece that goes on the top. Okay.
No.
Mix them in. We got another one of these that we're going to use to, we're going to plant lettuce in it. Not today, but we're going to plant lettuce in there and use it to grow our salads when we use this one to grow our strawberries.
And we put tomatoes in one of them this summer, but we did it in the middle of the summer.
And it got hot. Man,
And it got hot. So it really wasn't a good experiment.
Yep. See how we got them planted there on the edge? I think that's the best way to do it. And then put our water reservoir there on top.
Okay.
Time to get some water. All right, and then we just fill this up and it kind of soaks down. Now, how many times do you think you would need to water? Maybe once every couple of 3 days?
Initially, I think you want to keep it moist so those roots get grown in there a little bit.
Yeah, just take your finger and stick down in there and keep it checked to make sure it's nice and moist. The good thing about this is it does drain, so if you do get too much water in there, it will drain out. So therefore, you would think you wouldn't have as much, root disease with a product like this because it's not sitting in water, it's always draining.
But I think you want to start out with your soil moist. Don't you think?
Yep. There we go. Just like that, we got her done.
Yeah, the bottom ones we planted a little too far. Okay. We'll keep you updated on how it goes.
All right, when we back up here now, the strawberries nice and planted. Next thing you know,
fun.
we're just gonna have a big old thing full of strawberries.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've seen other people grow them in the green stalks, and they just do excellent. So I'm excited to see.
We're
how
gonna
they
have
do.
green stalk strawberries. We're gonna have the lazy garden strawberries. We're gonna have a lot of strawberries. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Moving on.
Moving on. Garden spotlight of the week.
Garden Spotlight is Barbara Engel from Hazelhurst, Georgia, 8B. And she said first picking for fall, a 16-foot row, largest bean being 9 inches. Was gone for 4 days. I love your seeds. These are the Kentucky Blue pole beans.
Boy, she made a heck of a crop, didn't she?
Oh, I forgot to talk about in the garden our peas coming in, the top pick peas.
They are coming in,
I got to shell a whole bucket full last night.
and they are delicious.
Yeah.
Those beans right there is going to make Barbara a fine feast of a meal right there. Thank you, Barbara, for sending that in. Hazelhurst, Georgia, 8B.
Not far from here.
Not far from here. And the old goat drawing, folks, the old goat is on set here somewhere. If you see it, put in the comments below and we'll draw for winner next week. This week's drawing for last week's winner of the old goat is Benita McDaniel. Let me see if I can get that out here. Benita
Let me
McDaniel.
see. Bernita, yeah.
Benita McDaniel. Send us your shipping information at hosstools.com and you'll be the lucky winner of these Hoss Get Dirty socks. Anita, you'll be the talk of the town with these Hoss Get Dirty socks on. So send us your information. We'll get you a set out there.
They can guess where the old goat is now.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you for watching. If you ain't ordered your strawberries, if you hadn't ordered your onions, get on there and order them. We'll be shipping out onions the middle of November. We're going to be shipping out strawberries for probably another couple, 3, 4, 5 days. Get them while they last because we're going to be sold out. And get outside and get those hands dirty.